Hi, good morning. I'm Bonnie Lynn Linke, and welcome to Bonnie Stamps, my studio. So I'm glad to have you here. I'm just setting my drink aside there. So I'm welcome. I'm so glad to have you here, and we're back on Facebook. A number of you have followed my page in the past week, so we got up to the number that Stampin' Up, not Stampin' Up, but Facebook now requires to do live videos. So again, so they raised the number and it went into effect last Tuesday, and I didn't have advance notice of it, so we were off of Facebook last week, but we're back today, and so thank you guys. I really appreciate it. I appreciate your support and your friendships and everything, so thank you much. So, couple things. The bundle sale is still going on. It's an additional 10% off. When you buy a bundle, you automatically get 10% off of if you were to buy the stamps and the dies separately. So on top of that, you're getting an additional 10% off. So, not only that 10% do you save, but you save 10% on, your shipping because you're not paying shipping on that 10% that you save. So, nice. It all adds up and you don't pay sales tax on that. So it's a good time to buy bundles. Unfortunately, the Spotlight on Nature, last that I checked, it's not, the stamp set isn't due until the first week of July. I'm hoping it comes in before then. So if you subscribe to my blog, to my emails, I mean, you will get notification when that comes back in because that is the one I'm doing my free card class to go this month. So, and I would really like you to be able to take advantage of that 10% savings. So if it comes in before the end of the month, it's the stamp that is, the dies are supposed to be in this week. So it's the stamp that we're waiting on, and hopefully it will get here in June. So we'll see. And what else is going on? Oh, online exclusives are coming out, new ones July 5th. And how exciting! Christmas. There is a Halloween one and a couple autumn ones too. I showed them in my video last week, but I got a new one this week, and I just want to show you this one real quick. This is it right here, Filled with Cheer, and it coordinates with the Filled with Fun dies. I didn't realize that, and I don't have Filled with Fun. I'm ordering it. I'm going to get my 10% savings on that from getting it on the bundle while it's on sale. And also, if you want to join my team and become a Stampin' Up demonstrator, you get an additional savings of at least 20% off your order. So that, even if you just do it as a hobby for yourself, that covers your shipping and taxes. And that's a nice savings. And your minimum quarterly amount that you need to spend is $300 based on the retail prices. So it's not that bad. Okay, and for some of us, it's not that bad. For others, I realize that it can be a struggle, and that's why you don't do it. So, and when you join, you for $99, you get $125 worth of whatever merchandise you want. And plus they give you catalogs and some other supply items, and you get a free pumpkin paper kit that month too. So, and you don't have to meet your quarterly until the second quarter you're in here as a Stampin' Up demonstrator. And if you are close to my heart demonstrator, there's an additional advantage. I think they're still offering that. If I don't know if that ended or if they're still offering it if you come on over to Stampin' Up. And I would love to have you on my team. We're the Starlight Crafters. We're a small team, but we are working on growing, and we do have team meetings monthly. We have one this Thursday, and so it's fun. Even if there's only a couple of us, we on Zoom we talk about what's going on. Plus we craft together, and that's a lot of fun. Okay, so I just got this the other day, so I haven't played with it. A couple other housekeeping things. I am not going to be doing a live next Tuesday. I'm going to switch this back. I'm not going to be doing a live next Tuesday. Many of you know that my husband is fighting pancreatic cancer, and that's tiring on him and on me. Well, in the meantime, I've been diagnosed with a serious lung infection, and I was diagnosed a few months ago, and they wait to start treatment until it gets worse because the treatment is different antibiotics a day for at least 9 months. Well, I have gotten worse, and so they're going to start that next week. And or they're going to start at the end of this week. And I just need some time to adjust to all that new medication in my body, and I'm tired and I need to play some catch up. So I am taking next Tuesday off. And also, for those of you who receive my emails, I am only going to be sending out one card tutorial a week for the rest of the summer. I just need to give my body a break and take care of my health. And so that is what's happening there. So, okay, enough about that. So we are going to get started with today's card, In the Grove. When you place an order from me of $50 and you use my host code, and this is it for the month of June, you get a free card class to go kit. And this month it was based on Spotlight of Nature bundle. And I do all the die cutting, embossing, anything that can be done. I cannot do any stamping, and I mail it to you after the end of the month. And if you spend $70 or more, then you get a free pack of embellishments, usually the one I use on making the cards, so that you have embellishments for it. But you need to use my host code. And so if you have any questions, please reach out to me. It's Bonnie@BonnieStamps.com is my email address. And you always get this information in the emails I send out. I will continue to try and send out at least 3 emails a week through the summer. And I will be offering a class here and there. Next month is Christmas in July. So the free card class to go will be Christmas in July. So, okay. Now for the card we're doing today, we're doing the In the Grove stamp set. This is the stamp set right here. And this is the bundle right here. The front of this was die cut out with this die right here. And that is the basic beige cardstock I used. And it is, what was I going to say? It is 5.5 by 4.25. We used Mossy Meadow as our card base, and it is 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4.25. And then we have a piece of white cardstock, and that is this piece right here that we're going to stamp on. We're going to mask it, and then we're going to use our blending brushes and color it. So let's get started with that. Okay, I'm going to set that up. Oh, and before I forget, because I want to show you, I made my husband one for Father's Day. And this is it right here. Somehow I got a big orange glob of ink that's underneath that sticker, Happy Father's Day. So that kind of worked perfect on it. But on this one, I put a sunset. And I just want to tell you how I did that. I did a mask over top. I stamped the mountains, and then I cut out a circle punch, and I put it down. And so I did that first. And the colors I used for the sun were Pumpkin Pie and Poppy Parade, I believe. And then the sun was covered with Daffodil Delight. And on this one, because it's more of a sunset, I think, besides Balmy Blue, I used Night of Navy. Today we are going to use Blueberry Bushel because it's more of a daytime scene because we are not doing the sunset. And this is one of the characters, I forget the name of the stamp set. Musical Jubilee, that's it. It's an otter. We used to live on a river and the otter swam there. So that my husband loves animals, and so that's how I came up with that design. So I just wanted you to be able to see a different way you could do it with having the sun in the background. You could even make it a really night scene and have it be a moon, and then just right down here where the moon would be shining, you would just leave it really light, hardly any color there, and it would look like the moon is shining on the water. So, okay, we are going to get started now. And this is our cardstock. And what I did is I took my die cut and I cut out a mask. I have a bunch of masking paper. There is no packaging with it. Some of it's Stampin' Up, some of it is other brands. And I just cut my mountain out. Now I am going to lay it on here. And let's see, I want it about, I would say right about there, I guess. I want to make sure I get it fairly straight. Okay, so we put that down. Oh, take that back. We got to cover the mountains first. Nothing wrong with me. Okay, so we're going to take gray granite. Yeah, guys, my memory's been affected by everything going on in our life. So, okay, sorry about that. So we're going to stamp up the mountain with the gray granite. And we are going to stamp that right about here. Okay, there we go. And that is all that we need this for right now. Now we're going to take the mask. And what I do, because if you put the mask so it covers it completely, you're going to have a white space between the sky and your mountain. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it and I'll hold this up close. I just want a little bit of my ink to show. So there we go. And I'll hold this up. So you can see how I have a little bit of my ink showing there. That way we'll be able to bring the sky so it's all the way behind the mountains. And this is Balmy Blue that I am going to start with. So let me pull this down and make sure you have a good view. And I'm going to just start off the page and I'm going to just add this. So I don't normally wash my blending brushes. This is just a blue one for me. Interesting. As I see this, you can see some lines right there. I don't know if you can see that or not on there. Let's see, kind of like that. Yeah, you can see it right there. I'm not quite sure why that's doing that. I've never had that happen to me before. So, but I don't mind it because it could just be a reflection of the mountains in the sky too. So, okay. Now that's my balmy blue. And, you know, if it's a true balmy blue at this point, because of what the other inks in my brush, who knows? I'm not worried about it. I'm going to take some blueberry bushel next. And these were the last two I used. So I could have had some blueberry bushel that already came. But if you like the color it is, you don't have to use any more ink. And the edges of this is going to be covered up by the other scene from the die cut. So I'm not too worried about the way it looks. You know, and we're going to make this part of the sky a little bit bluer than the other side. And if you wanted to, you could have had a piece of paper and you could tear a piece of paper like so. And do this, and you could just, to give it a ridge, I'm going to go back to my balmy blue for this. And we're just going to kind of start right up there. And that way you can just kind of make it like maybe there's a little bit of a cloud look to it. There we go. Just a different look. You know, you can do whatever you want to on here. Actually, I kind of like that. I think I may add a little bit over here too. All right. Okay, so for me, that's perfect for the sky. So I'm going to take off my mask and see how the ink came all the way down to my mountaintops. That's what I wanted. So now we're going to do the water. And so what I'm going to do just the opposite down here. I want a little bit of the bottom of my mountains showing, just like that. I wish there was a way to take a still picture of this for the tutorials. I'll have to do another one just so I can do that. And that's not a problem. I have 5 brothers, so I need to make a couple more of these anyhow. This is going to be their birthday cards for this year. 2 of them have already had birthdays this year, but they'll get it next year. Okay, so next we're going to do pool party, and we're going to do our water. So, and I actually want to bring the blue back a little bit because I want it right there where I didn't get it. Okay. There we go. So I know part of the country is having a heat wave, the East Coast and South. I live in Idaho, and we had a cold spell. I think yesterday morning it was like 38 or so at our house. This morning it was, when I woke up, it was about 41. So that wasn't as bad as yesterday. And and yesterday it was so windy and I had to go out, and it was only like 59, I think, when I went out, and it was cold because, we had some 80 temps the week before and all, and then just to drop off like that. But it's supposed to warm back up, and that's nice. Now, as you notice, I'm not taking it all the way to the edges, and I'm not taking it all the way down. That's because we are going to do some grass and all in here. And I probably should have stamped my grass first so that I knew where, but that is okay. Because what we're going to do is we're actually going to do some blending, add some green to the area. But I just want it enough for it to look kind of like water. And I may end up going back and adding some more of that, but I'm going to get my green, and I'm going to take Old Olive. Now, I don't care about masking off from the water because, this is a freshwater lake, and I don't know if you're real familiar with them, but some of them where the dirt meets the water can be kind of, especially in later summer, a different color. So the lakes that I grew up around were not real blue looking. They were more greenish looking. So that's why I thought pool party was good. And by a little bit of green getting along the edges of the water, that's not a big deal to me. Keep that down right there. So, okay. So I added that. And beans, I have the Old Olive out. And I think we're good on the lake water, but I'm not quite sure yet. So I'm going to leave that mask on a little bit longer. So let me grab my stamp. Okay, this, and here before I cut the mask for this one, I had went ahead and I stamped it, and then I actually trimmed it off the extra white. But this time I didn't do that, and it worked perfect. So you don't need to do that. And you can see where I use that as my sun. So I'm going to grab this one down here, which is kind of like a grass. And I'm going to remove my mountain stamp without trying to get the ink on me, because I don't have my thing here to clean it. Okay, so we are going to ink up the grass. Okay, now this I'm going to stamp from side to side, not just in the middle, but from side to side. So I'm going to leave it part way off right there. There we go. And I know I didn't get it all the way to the bottom, but that's okay. You're not going to see that because the frame covers it up. And then I want to just stamp this right here. Good. Okay, and now we need to stamp our trees. And we're going to stamp those in Mossy Meadow. And you can see where I overlap right there. It's a little bit darker. You know, I can position my fox there or something if it bothers me after I get the frame on. So I'm not too concerned about that. I like using a blending brush. I think it's real relaxing. I like coloring too, most of the time. If it's not flowing when I'm using my blends, I stop what I'm doing. Okay, so I'm just going to stamp me some trees right here. And then I'm going to put these over here like so. There we go. And that was Mossy Meadow. I wish I would have brought this one down a little bit further, but that's okay. I didn't. And let's see what comes next. Okay. So I think I just want a little bit more color on my water. So I'm going to put this, but I'm not going to get near the edges of the grass, I don't think, with it. We'll see. But just a little bit more. Now I am getting close to it, but that's okay. The ink is somewhat dry. There we go. Okay, I like that. Okay, and then I'm going to save this mask. What I do is I'll just put it right here in my stamp case, and I'll use them. I use them again. They are reusable until they quit sticking. Okay, so that is done. So let me bring in our other items right here. Okay, we need to, okay, this one here. We're not done stamping, so let me go back and let's do all our stamping. So I'm going to get my mountain stamp back on because, let me see, where is the piece for the inside of my card? Oh no. Okay, I'm going to have to get a piece for the inside of the card because I want to show you how I did that. But for the envelope, let's do that one first. We are going to use the gray granite. This is a piece of basic beige cardstock. I want to do this way. Okay, and we're just going to stamp it right here. It's 6 by 2.5. That's the size that you want to cut it for the Stampin' Up! Envelopes. I'm just going to stamp that right there. And that is going to go on my envelope. But I need to emboss that. And the embossing folder I'm going to use for that is this one right here. It's the Birchwood 3D. Now this one is not available for you to order until September 1st. This is in the catalog, the September to December mini catalog. So let me emboss this real quick. Excuse me. Get a drink of water here. And I like how they've gone to these larger embossing folders. That's really nice. So that will just be glued to the back of our envelope, which is right up here. All I do is I glue it to this, and then once it's on, I trim off the excess. Okay, and now I need a piece of Very Vanilla. Let me get that real quick and trim it. Let me see, where's my Stampin' Trimmer? Okay, because this is for the inside of the card. So we want 5 1/4 by 4. There we go. Ouch, that was the blade. Okay, and we're going to stamp this with the mountain. Oh, whoops. I stuck my thumb on the blade, and so that's where that blood came from. So, okay. Like I said, it's only my brothers that are getting it. Okay, so we need the gray granite again. And you know, I may have accidentally used smoky slate on the envelope. I'm not sure. Okay, so I ink that up, and we're going to stamp off once, twice, and then I'm just going to put it in here just like this. And then my saying will be stamped over top it, just like it was in this card. Just like that. And I noticed I used white in this card, and I used berry vanilla on this one. That's okay. I don't know why I did that. I think because I've been working with one of the new stamp sets, and the Greenery Christmas one, and the paper in that, it has the ivory. So I've been doing a lot in ivory. But I like the very vanilla, and I don't know what saying I want to go in there. So I'm not going to stamp a sentiment yet. Okay, and then we need to stamp the happy birthday. And I'm using the Simply Said. This is in the annual catalog. It's new this year. And I find that I'm using this one a lot. I like the birthday wishes on it. I like the thanks, the hello, just a note. I think they're really good sentiments on it. I like the fonts. So what we're going to do on this one, we're going to use Mossy Meadow ink. You know, that little, where I stuck my thumb in the blade, it's just really bleeding there. I'm getting it all over my blocks and everything. We're just going to stamp that like so. Hey, and I got it straight, and we're just going to set that over here. So I'm going to get an alcohol wipe real quick and wipe this off. There we go. And I'd love to have comments. So do you like blending with blending brushes? And do you do it very often? So, you know, leave comments and let me know what you think of the cards. Okay, so our card base is 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. And we're going to burnish it with a bone folder. And then we're going to take and try to put this on without getting blood on it. I can't believe I did that. So we are just going to use some glue along the edges. You don't need to put it on real thick or heavy. So I probably do it thicker and heavier than a lot of people do. I'm trying to get good at it. And this piece was cut at 5 3/8 by 4 1/8. So you just want to center it on there. It's going to be completely covered up by our frame. So there we go. Isn't that pretty? Okay, and this is our frame that we're going to put on. And as I said, I'm going to try not to get blood on it. And we're going to use dimensionals. And I like to use bigger pieces for this because there's no center to this where I can put them. So I will cut. And this is what I use the edges of my dimensionals for, is things like this. So I'm just going to cut some of these up. No rhyme or reason to the way I cut them. And start placing them. Okay, this is a corner piece. Oh. Huh. And sometimes they just don't want to come up from the paper. That has a little one on it too. Okay. I hope all of you helped your dads or brothers or husbands have a nice Father's Day over the weekend. My son lives in Camas, Washington. So when I talked to him, he said he just had a nice, relaxing day. I think he watched some golf and enjoyed his kids, which is wonderful. You know, where would we be without our dads? My dad was the greatest. I really miss him. It's funny how somebody can be gone for such a long time, half of your life, and you still miss them just as much. Okay, and let's see. I like to put probably too many. I'm sorry. These are just sticking to the bottom paper too much for me. Okay. But because we don't have a center to support it, we really need to make sure that we are supporting the edges good. So bear with me while I put all of these on. Let's see. And let me grab some more to cut up. Oh, we'll use these right here. Okay, didn't see that. So we need 3 more pieces. So we're going to go 1, 2, and I want that one a little bit longer. Okay. Oh, that one came off nice. So there we go. And if you want to let me know where you're watching from, that would be cool. So do you guys like doing Christmas in July? I always enjoy it. The Christmas catalog, I got to admit, is always my favorite one of the year. It's one that I could buy everything in it real easy. I don't, but I could. And it's funny because we're not traveling or doing anything. My husband says, "Oh, you can go ahead and buy more." You know, and last year he picked out everything that he liked and told me to get it all. I went, "You sure?" And he said, "Yeah." I thought, okay. And so that was nice of him. That was my Christmas gift. Does anybody have any fun plans for the summer? Would love to hear. Okay, now I gotta not touch it with my thumb because my thumb is still a little bit of blood on it. So this is the same size as the card base. So let me see if I can do this. So we just want to line it up with the edges of the card base. So take your time. And we'll see how good I did. Yeah, I did pretty good there. And I don't think I got any blood on the top. There we go. Okay. And then for the greeting, I'm going to put that on next. My sentiment. And we're just going to take it and we're just going to try and cut a straight edge there and a straight edge right there. Now I'm not going to pop it up. So where is my seal? I'll just take a little bit of seal. There's some on that side, and let me put some on this side now. And we're just going to put that right down here in the middle. There we go. Okay, and our fox, which is the stamp here, you want to take it and you want to stamp it on white cardstock, either white or basic beige. It doesn't matter what color. And you want to then die cut it out. Now I have one. Where did it go? Okay, everything was right here when I started my video. Oh, okay, here it is right here. Okay. This is it right here. And let me see. And what I did to hear this, I just took a couple glue dots. One behind the head. Uh-oh, I got a little bit of blood on him. And I'll just tell my brother he was injured. And we are just going to decide where to put this. See that dark spot I had when I stamped my stamps? You don't even see this. It covered it up. And I'm just going to put that right in between the tree so that it covers up that little inkling bit of blood that was on it. So there we go. And then I have right here a rabbit and another rabbit. Okay, I only want one of the rabbits. And I have a squirrel. Here we go. These were cut out with the dies. And let me grab the dies here to show you. There they are right there. And the little squirrel and the little rabbit. I just cut them out of, let me see. I used basic gray and smoky slate. So we're going to take and we're going to put each of these right on a glue dot. Oops. I kind of got that one on the glue dot. And we'll put this one on one. Okay. And I'm just going to put it so it's right on the edge there. And then the little rabbit right here. Just like that. Okay. And then, as I said, and I did get a little bit of blood on that, so I'm going to have to redo this. So we're not going to hear it. And it still needs a sentiment. But a lot of times I'll get it ready and I'll just sit it in here. And then when I decide who it's for and what sentiment I want, then I stamp it and I hear it like that. So we're going to put that right there. And then for our envelope, we're just going to we're almost done. So we're going to take some glue along the edges. I don't like using seal on this or tear and tape or anything. I like making sure it's going to stick. And we're going to just, and I just got blood all over this. So I don't want to do that either. So I'm going to let it go so I don't waste the envelope. But you get the idea. I'll bring this one in. So there we go, right there. That's what you want to do. And man, that's amazing. And that was the blade from the Stampin' trimmer. So the paper trimmer. So I hope you're more careful with that than what I was this time. So this is what the envelope is to look like when it's done. This is what the inside should look like when it's done. And this is the exterior, just like that. Beautiful cards. I really like them. And I hope you do too. So thank you for joining me today. And remember to use my host code, which I will stick right under here, when you place an order so you can get your free card class to go. And this is good for another week or so. And sign up for my emails and remarks. For those of you who are watching this on the replay, if you check the remarks that I put about what the video is about, at the bottom of them is a link to sign up for my email. So please go there and do so. And you'll also find out about my classes. Excuse me. And I hope you have a blessed 2 weeks. And thank you for joining me today. I will see you back here not next Tuesday, but in 2 weeks on, I believe it's July 1st or 2nd. And we will start our Christmas in July series. And I will be introducing 2 of the cards that will be in the card class to go. And one of them at least will be a brand new set. And the following week, I'll do the other 2 cards that are in it. And there will be at least one brand new set in that one too. Who knows, maybe more. I got 2 of the cards designed. I don't know what the other 2 are yet. So thank you much. Have a blessed week, 2 weeks, and I'll see you later. Thank you much. Bye.